guys, Qeelin here. I got something in the mail today that I wanted to share with all of you. A little bit of backstory. As you probably know if you've watched any of our channels, Foreigners Gaming, or some of this one, I'm a home brewer, or at least I used to be. But I've taken kind of a hiatus as of late, probably because I'm lazy, even with hobbies. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? I mean, sit around and brew beer and drink beer, and then you drink the beer you brewed. I mean, who can get tired of that, right? I mean, it's boring. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I quit doing it, but October of 2013 was the last time I brewed a beer, which to some of you, if you're a home brewer, you would know that's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's insane. But I just got so caught up with a new job and new hobbies, and started going to a new church, all kinds of different things, and I haven't taken the time to brew in that long. Some of my friends have been talking to me for a long time about trying to brew again, talking to me, offering to buy me ingredients so I could brew, because it's not cheap, especially when you live out in the middle of nowhere like we do. We have to mail it to us. We could drive, an hour and a half to the brew store, but that's basically, the gas is about what it costs to order it online anyway. So anyway, I got something in the mail today from very good friends, and I want to share it with you. Here we go. Bam, there you go. It's from Homebrew Supply, which is, as you know it, we live in Texas. This is really close to us. Shipped to Qeelin, Ravenwood Brewhouse and Meadery, and Bowie. That is me. So basically, they tricked me. They sent me a message, and my wife a message online, and said, "Hey, I've heard so much about this beer you brew called Orc's Blood. It's your sweet stout. We want to brew it. We're tired of what we've been brewing. We need some recipes. We want to brew what you brew." So I'm like, "Hey, that's great. I'm honored that you want to brew my beer, So sure, I'll dig up the recipe, find it for you." So I found it, sent it to them. They said they were going to brew it last weekend. I asked them later, "Hey, how'd that brew go? Did you brew my beer?" "Oh no, we had someone else that was going to offer to have something brewed with their ingredients or something, so we decided not to do that." "Okay, well, I figured they'll do it eventually." But in the meantime, on my birthday, which was just a week or so ago, I received a message from Mrhilamma and said, "Hey, I'm sending you something in the mail in real life." And so I didn't put two and two together. I'm kind of naive when it comes to that stuff. I mean, my wife tricked me this year. She put together a surprise party for me that I completely got caught off guard, and had all my friends there except for the llamas. Miss you guys. But blew me out of the water. Best birthday I've ever had in my whole life, hands down. And I didn't see it coming. I'm oblivious to that kind of stuff. Anyway, so today I got the package in the mail, and as soon as I saw the name on it, I was like, I know what they did. They took my recipe that I gave them, and they ordered the brew supplies for me, and they shipped it to my house. So I have no excuse now. It's here. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to brew it. So I want to show you what's in the box real quick, brief overview of what the recipe is, and then the next video I will brew this beer. I'm going to document everything I can. I want to try to show you how to do the starter, and I'm going to do a little more brewing stuff on this channel in the future. So I have a really good knack for saving money, for spending the least amount of money possible. Call it frugal, call it cheap, call it that's what broke guys do, whatever. But if you have a tight budget, I think what I have to say can maybe help you, because I have built my entire brew system and everything I've done on the cheap for the most part, and I would love to share it with anybody who has any interest in that. So stay tuned. I want to show you what's inside this real quick, and yeah. Okay, so here we go, opening up. First thing I see is some yeast. I'm pretty sure they ordered this thing exactly the way that I requested. Some yeast, or yeast, however you want to say it. My favorite manufacturer of yeast. I'm using almost exclusively their stuff. This is if you can see it or not. This is Whitbread Ale. Put that aside. And then we got some hops. This recipe calls for 1.5 ounces of hops. What they send me here? This is 1 ounce. Oh, this is raw hops. Oh my gosh, they didn't get me. I've never brewed with real hops like this. I mean, I've brewed real hops. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I usually use pellets, which is the same basic thing. It's just a concentrated form. They got me 2 full ounces of raw hops. Awesome. Never had anything from Hop Union either, so that's sweet. And here comes the grains. We're gonna have. Oh, we also got some lactose. Now this is a milk stout or a sweet stout, and what makes it sweet is milk sugar, lactose. So it's not very highly fermentable. That's the word I'm looking for. So it leaves as residual sweetness in your beer. It's a compound sugar that yeast doesn't really like to break down too well. So it will partially ferment, but not completely. So it leaves some sweetness in the beer. So that's where they get the term cream stout or sweet stout, is from the lactose that's in it. Let's see. We got some specialty grains here. This is the pale chocolate. 8 ounces, half pound there. Get the pump peanuts for free. Oh, it looks like, yeah, the majority of the grist here is Mrhilamma, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite grains. 10 pounds of Mrhilamma. I'm glad they got this milled for me, because I do not have a mill. That's one thing I need to get. And we've got some Black Patent. This is what makes all the deliciously chocolatey, nutty, you name it, kind of flavor, nutty, caramelized flavor to the beer. And then I think this is probably the crystal malt, we're going to guess. Crystal 80. Doesn't say. 75L, so yeah, this is 75 crystal. Which, it recipe called for 80, but they probably didn't have 80. 75 was really close. And that's probably it. Yep, that's it. And that's, friends, what it takes to make beer brewed the all grain style. So, that's all it. Bam. So one thing I'm going to have to do is get a couple more ingredients, because I'm going to do a yeast starter to begin with, because I like to do them. It ensures viability. It helps get the yeast kind of going and get started, hence the name starter. And it also, I don't know, it's just, it will increase your cell count, so it's better to get the fermentation off the ground. I'll explain all these details later, but in the next video. But I got to get some dry malt extract for that to make a starter, and I don't know when I'll brew it. If it'll be this week or be next week, depending on how fast I can get that ingredient to me. If I order tomorrow, I might be able to get it in time to start the starter a couple days beforehand. Anyway, it'll be soon, and you may see some other friends you may know on there. So check it out. Peace out, guys, and thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Mrhilamma. Means a lot, really does. You're my true friends.